Today we're back looking at more creepy TikToks.
It's like, oh, do you want to meet up? We should like go on a date. And then she was like, yeah, okay. So he picked her up and they drove to a restaurant. And he was like, and then she started to feel really sick. So she was like, oh, do you mind if I go home? Like, I'm not feeling very well. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll give you a lift home. And then in the car, she started to feel a bit better. So he was like, so she was like, oh, do you want to come into my house for a coffee? So he was like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. And then when he got inside, she started feeling really sick again. She was like, oh, do you mind actually if you leave? Like, I don't feel very well. So he was like, yeah, no, totally fine. Like, I'll go. He left and then she went to bed. And then she woke up in the middle of the night and she could hear like something downstairs.
Oh no.
She didn't think anything of it. And then she heard it again and it sounded like someone was moving her kitchen table. So she like ran and shut her door and rang the police and was like, there's someone in my house, like you need to come. So the police were like, okay, stay on the phone, like we're going to come to your house. They got to her door and they're like, your door's locked. We don't think anyone will be in there. She was like, no, someone's here. I give you permission to knock down my door. So they knocked down her door and then she heard like some scuffling, like someone being pinned down. And then the policeman came up to her room, knocked on the door and was like, it's the police, like it's fine, you're safe, like we've got the man, you can open the door. And then they were like, it's fine, he's not here anymore, but we still don't think you should stay the night here. And she was like, okay, that's fine, but can I see what he's done downstairs? And they're like, we really don't think you should see what he's done. We don't think you should see what's happened. And then she was like, no, I need to see what he's done to my house. She went downstairs and he'd put up plastic on all of her furniture.
Oh God,
like clear plastic sheets to cover it all up. And there was a saw and a hammer lined up on her floor. And then basically they found out that he'd like drugged her, and the amount of drugs that was in her system, like she shouldn't have woken up. And also, like, when he came into the house, the reason he got in is because he put his car keys down next to her keys, and then when he left, he picked up both of them, and then he let himself back in. Like, literally, I am never ever going on a Tinder date ever again. Like, it actually...
And that right there is why you have to be so careful whenever it comes to online dating. She met that guy, probably thought he was lovely, and his intentions was to basically murder her.
In 1960, a teenage girl was out camping with 3 of her friends when she awoke to the sound of footsteps at about 4 in the morning. Due to the isolation of their campsite, she immediately knew something was wrong. She tried to shake her friends awake, who groggily sat up, questioning what was going on. Before she could answer, something hard swung through the side of the tent, striking one of the teenagers with potentially lethal force. They desperately tried to scramble out of the entrance, but the attacker kept swinging, forcing them to stay put. The attacker then pulled out a knife and once again started slashing at the tent. After a few swipes, there was enough of an opening for the teenagers to fight back. They tried their absolute hardest, but being caught off guard and tangled in the remnants of a 4-person tent didn't give them much of a fair fight. But one of the boys, Niels Gustafsson, caught a glimpse of the attacker. He was a man dressed in black with what appeared to be bright red eyes.
Ew.
Before he could get a closer look, the attacker struck him in the head and knocked him out. Gustafsson was found unconscious the next morning with severe facial fractures and defensive wounds. His 3 friends didn't survive. Due to the brutal and traumatic manner of the attack, he had suffered amnesia. The details told through this story were mainly recalled through either evidence analysis or hypnotherapy, which has a shaky reputation at best. And decades later, the police realized that his story was highly suspicious. He was the only survivor and didn't have nearly as many knife wounds as his friends did. Additionally, his shoes were found partially hidden about 500 meters away with his friend's blood all over them. This led to a trial, which ultimately found him not guilty. But if Niels didn't do it, then who did? Well, one person noticed that in this photo of one of the teenagers' funerals, there appears to be a man who nearly perfectly matches the police sketch. Despite this, nobody could confidently identify him. One of the more interesting suspects was Hans Assmann, who reportedly visited a hospital the next morning with blood all over his clothes. Additionally, he was connected to another unsolved murder. However, he would later be proven to have lied about several major details of his life and had an alibi. Despite having several intriguing suspects, the police never conclusively found the killer.
Let's be honest, the way these cases go, they probably had the killer, but for some reason let him away. Police sketches scare me so bad. I know they are quite eerie. The ones that are generated by computers are the freakiest. Now don't get me wrong, the drones are bad, but the computer ones are worse. I never understand why or how people go camping just in the middle of nowhere. Some people love an adventure, you know, I love going out in the forest. I would never ever go camping in one, especially with my friend. You're either asking to get attacked by somebody like that or an animal. I've read too many stories online to know not to go camping in the forest.
Inside an airplane is an employee who's recording a video showing what he does in a typical workday. As part of a cleaning crew, his main job is to clean planes that have just landed. This is something that he often does at night, especially with planes that are big enough to hold the most trash. But one night, he decides to do something different. Rather than leaving the plane that he just cleaned, he stays behind. Usually, a cabin cleaner moves on to clean the next aircraft, but seeing that his work was done and that no passengers would board the plane for a while, he stays. Purely for the fun of it, he does this.
That's not
but
fun.
this experience was anything but fun, because as he hides in the back of the plane, this happens.
It better not be a jump scare, swear to God. I'm not in the mood, I've already had paranormal stuff going on in my room. It sounds like a seatbelt unbuckling. No. But he is alone by the looks of it.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Why is he excited about it?
No, I know I'm not dumb enough to lift those shades up because I got my flash on in here. They gonna catch my ass if they see.
Well, I mean, you posted it online, so you're gonna get sacked anyways, thank God.
Yes. I ain't gonna lie to y'all though, it's mad cold in here. And it's dark. I mean, I know it doesn't look that dark on the camera, but it's dark.
But why would you hide in a plane? Like, who wants to do that?
Let's go! Let's go!
It's like he's excited that he's caught
Sitting on
paranormal
the back of the
activity.
plane. And y'all probably think I'm insane. Probably think I'm doing this for fame.
There you go, that's what you get.
Say, probably think I'm doing this for fame.
Caught off guard, he walks over to see if anyone's there, but to his shock, the space is completely empty. Somehow, the seatbelt flings out towards the aisle in a sudden motion, without there being someone on the seat. It seemingly throws itself, as if unbuckled by a passenger who's eager to get off the plane. Whatever it was that just happened scared the living daylights out of him, so much so that he scurries back to his hiding spot in the back of the plane. Hours pass, and he gets off the plane after personnel finds him inside. All in all, this experience has left him so rattled that he continues to share updates talking about this incident and mentioning how he should have stayed out of this plane. It goes without saying, but this incident has spooked him beyond belief.
And he easily could have avoided that situation by not going onto a locked plane. Obviously, I'd love to do that, but I never would. And that's the issue, you know, they're doing stuff that you shouldn't really be doing. Why would anyone willingly stay in an empty plane at night alone in the dark? That would be boring and scary. I understand why you want to do it. You know, I'd love to do it, however, I wouldn't actually do it. And then yet again, it's the fact that he's filmed it and posted it online. So not only is he literally just came face to face with a spirit, he's probably lost his job as well. And I've also noticed some creepy stuff's been going on in my house this evening. Right now, it's about 20 past 12 at night, so it's midnight, basically 1 AM in the morning. Tell me why whenever I was researching for this video at about 10 PM that my Xbox randomly turned on. I haven't used it in about 4 or 5 years. It just randomly turned on right as I was looking at creepy videos. I feel like someone's trying to send a message to me. Not me hiding in the comments in case there's a jump scare. I mean, either way, it was freaky. With them videos, you can't tell if they're real or fake. For all we know, it could be fake. However, I do believe that one was real.
So my friends and I are about to go randonauting, and I see a lot of people saying that they find creepy shit on here, so I figured I'd record it to see what actually happens.
For this terrifying video, I couldn't find a source. However, I've never seen it before, and it all starts out when a group of friends decides to go randonauting. And initially,
I've always
they were
wanted to do
disappointed
that
because they didn't find anything. That is until they find a trail of what looks like blood, and they decide to follow it. And it did not go well. But here's that first clip, and let me know what you think.
What the f is that?
Ooh.
Fresh. Is that
What the?
is it blood? I think that's fucking. No, that could be pain. Hold up, is that a trail? Wait, look.
So there's like a blood trail, so we're following it right now. So the blood leads over here, and it keeps going down that.
And why
So
would you
Matthew's gonna
follow
go
it?
down.
Look, there's more blood.
Okay, I'm running out of time. Like and comment for part 2.
After following the trail to a dark alleyway, one of the guys volunteers to go it alone and see where it leads. And this is
Why?
what happens.
Yeah, there's a thick trail.
Why would you do that?
Like, look at this. Holy shit. That's kind of sus. All right, I'm going, guys. What the Hello? What? Nah. No. Yo.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. At that point, if something happened to you, you deserve everything that comes to you. Like, that is creepy. First of all, you found blood, or it could be pain, and you're hearing weird voices. Who would investigate further? The creepiest video I came across was the teenagers that found a luggage of some rock at the beach, and it was actually a dead body. Yeah, I've seen that video as well, and it is quite freaky. That whole app is just bizarre, and I'm pretty sure it is banned off the App Store. Think of it, if a serial killer wanted to, you could set up location in that and then get people to go to it and then kill them. What is it? Okay, so I can't pronounce the word, but basically it was an app that would give you like random coordinates, just a random location, and you would go to it and discover what's there. I think you could also put topics into it, so you know, like a lovely beach, you know, a romantic area, or creepy/scary. And obviously that is one of the creepy ones, or you could just do a random one. It eventually got taken off the App Store, thank God, because I think they realized, oh God, it is really sketchy. If you wonder if it's human or not, ask it to do mads. If it knows mads run, it's not human. Or how about you just don't ask it to do anything? If you hear someone literally screaming help me or whispering help me, run. Like, that's bizarre. Who was that? Is it real? Is it fake? That's the thing with these videos. I don't know if it's real or if it's fake, and I really hope for the sake of humanity it's fake.
Like, I ain't never experienced nothing like this. So as we driving back to base, I swear I seen a face in the rearview mirror.
This creepy video is going viral right now, and it comes from TikTok user Japri. I'll tag him below. And after recently becoming an EMT, him and his partner are driving down the road when he sees a face in the rearview mirror. Feeling creeped out, they quickly pull over, and that's when he begins to record. That is, until he summons up the courage to go back to the ambulance and get the keys so they can get out of there. And this is what happens. Take a look.
Is that his ambulance? Whose ambulance is that? Is that his ambulance or what?
He drops his phone in a panic after a loud bang can be heard coming from the back. After a few moments, he grabs his phone, but what happens next is truly terrifying.
No, hey, no. I don't know if you see it, but can y'all see that back door? Like, it just flew open, like.
Oh, we can barely see as well.
Oh.
Which could be a sign of ghosts.
Nah, what the? What was that? Can y'all see it? Nah, hell no. Nah.
I will say I'm a little bit confused because I don't know if that's their ambulance or if that was just like a random ambulance. They were talking about how they were driving and they stopped because they seen the face, but I thought they were in another car. Did they see like something in their ambulance? That's creepy. Why is there just randomly an ambulance there? Someone's poor soul is trapped in that ambulance, or a demon. Don't think it's a good soul, it could be a bad one. Camera's blurring, that's a signal that your electronics and the ghost frequency trying to match each other. I've heard that a lot whenever it comes to ghost videos. You know, a lot of times the cameras will go blurry or like the audio will start to break. It happens nearly every single time. Like, it is weird. Is it the ghost or is it just technology?
In this next video, a child is getting ready to go to school when something very strange happens. It was on a Monday at around 7 a.m. that this happened. He was packing his lunch for school at a time when no one else was awake. It was just him, alone downstairs in the kitchen. This is where the mother claims to have heard her son screaming out of his lungs in the most gut-wrenching manner. The video captures this, but there's also something else that's caught that no one in the family could explain. This is their footage.
Oh no, here we go. Oh. Did he just say, how'd you find me?
A voice with perfect clarity is heard on camera. The mother's son claims that it came from the kitchen, yet no one had been downstairs during this time. The whole space was empty apart from her son being there, but as it seems, he wasn't alone. Now this whole incident gets even creepier when listening to the story provided by the mother. According to her, this is what happened after her son came bolting into the bedroom upstairs.
He said that he heard a voice coming from the cabinets that said to him, "How did you find me?" Where he dropped his noodles, he ran upstairs, came busting in my room, jumping all over my bed, hiding in the corner, screaming and hollering, saying he didn't want to die. Somebody was in the house, telling me to get mine because somebody was in the house, in the house. And I'm like, and he finally did get a little bit quiet. We started hearing footsteps. I mean, big, heavy feet coming up the steps. So like now at this point, I'm terrified. I throw my robe on. I push him into the room with his brothers.
As she states, the sound of footsteps going up the staircase was heard just moments after her son came running into the room. Everyone else had been inside the room, so she had no clue as to who was on the staircase. But after watching this video, she now knows. Either someone was actually there, or, as many believe, something beyond comprehension had paid them a visit. Whatever the case might be, her son's guttural scream will stand out as the most horrifying part about this incident, according to the mother.
All I'm gonna say is that we all heard that, didn't we? We heard somebody saying, "How did you find me?" Somebody hacked the Ring. Okay, yes, I was possibly thinking that. Obviously, she's talking about how she has Ring cameras. Ring cameras are notorious for getting hacked into. It could have been somebody playing a sick prank on him, where they basically speak to him through the camera. Why is she talking like that? It's not serious to her. I know, I was gonna say, she does seem a bit calm. Surely as a parent, you'd be looking at your child and seeing how freaked out he is, and then hearing footsteps. You know, you'd be a bit more concerned. One look at the mum and the fact she has the house rigged up with Ring makes me think it was set up by her. I don't know if it was necessarily set up by her, but it could have been hacked by somebody. You know, Ring cameras are really easy to hack into, but like, why would you speak to somebody for you? That is just terrifying. Could you imagine that? Like, you're literally walking your house and you're hearing footsteps and people talking. But that doesn't explain the footsteps. Obviously, someone talked to you for a Ring camera is freaky enough. She said that she heard footsteps going up the stairs. So I'm now starting to doubt myself, and maybe someone really was in their house after all. Well, anyways, guys, let's leave that video there. That's some creepy TikToks. We seem like more creepy TikToks. Let me definitely will. Press bigger, subscribe, and see you all tomorrow for another video.